Hey, hi everyone. My name is Heng Chen. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Freedom. And let me share my screen. I can tell you a little bit about Freedom. Uh, okay, hope you can see my screen okay. So my background is actually in banking. I spent about 15 years working at Goldman Sachs, Wells Fargo. So hope you have some perspective in banking. Um, I think I transitioned over to the technology side about 10 years ago. Our first company I worked at was a company called Blend. And that was a company that went public. It was building technology for about 40% of the banks in the country. I think the whole thesis behind Blend was you can build a great customer facing application and automate the backend. So with Premium, you it's very similar, but I think what we really focus on is helping banks with all the financial products. And you can see here a team slide. All you need to know about Freedom as far as like our team is really based in Silicon Valley. Most of the banking technology companies are not based in Silicon Valley. And we think that gives us a number of inherent advantages as far as talent, but also being a part of a community that is constantly innovating. You're probably seen enough about ChatGPT, enough about machine learning and generative AI, but it's all here in San Francisco. So that means that we're collaborating. We're also building more and more the functionality into our own product. With Freedom, we work with about 47 banks today across the country. And we work with 99% of our banks that we work with are community banks. Chase is an exception. That's through the First Republic acquisition. But we work with banks that we feel are serving their community, and we are very proud to continue to help them really get the same technology that we're building for large institutions at a community level, right? So we feel that having great technology is going to help our community banks serve customers, faster, more efficiently, and really at the right time. Um, if you ask, well, why are banks going to choose Freedom, and really what the problem we're solving for is, our product is helping with deposit account opening that's online and in branch. And what we've seen is, much of the technology that has been built by Premium is not possible before. And the reason why is because much of the technology, as you know, by core providers, by a lot of technology companies, are outsourced to other countries. So we're really a US-based team. We're really experts in building customer-facing technology and employee software, not core systems. So we think that there's just needs to be a different team that's building this software. But also at the end of the day, providing that first-class customer experience is something that is really important for us, because as you're working at a community bank, the last thing you want is for a vendor to say, well, hey, I can't help you because I'm in a different time zone or I'm too busy. So we made sure to staff our team coordinate to make sure that we can provide that first class experience. With Freedom, as I mentioned, what we're really trying to solve for is there's a new world where customers want to apply online. They're going to work from home and work with you to open accounts. And we feel that technology needs to serve those customers remotely. At the same time, we built employee-facing software that replaces, for example, the Fiserv BPM, Fiserv FIS Onboard, Jack Henry, Argo systems. So those systems we think are just too old, too clunky. They're just not fast enough for a world where a customer wants things in minutes and it takes a few hours, if not a few days, to even open business accounts, for example. With Premium, I think that what makes this also unique is not only can you run that deposit account application with our system, but you can run really any other type of account, whether that's consumer or business accounts to credit cards to treasury services. And we work with banks that use over 100 of our products. But we also encourage banks to start with their deposit account product because that allows you to put an application on their website to work with customers in branch. And really at the core of that is that same customer data is usually used across all financial applications. And what we do as part of that process is we connect to your core. We automate check systems, biz checks, the LexisNexis, all those checks using one single piece of software. And you can see here, we have a customer-facing app and employee-facing app. And I'll skip some of these slides, but we these are some of the core integrations that we've pre-built. So that means that I think we're about 96% coverage of the cores that community banks work with. Most of the banks that we work with are on Fiverr Premier, and then it goes to Jack Henry Civic is the second most common one. But then at the same time, we also are connected to the content management systems. And I'll pause there in case anyone has any questions. I can jump to the demo next. Hopefully that was helpful, guys. Let me know if you have any other questions. I know we have about 4 more minutes.